Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to Wednesday. I get a rare Wednesday when I don't have to drive any more than about a whole mile. Well, I get an easy one today. We're going to start with joint rotations today. So fingers spread out nice and wide. Start spiraling the hands around each other. Had a carpool handling the morning camp. I've got a driving child actually working at the same camp who will drive that carpool home. And I have only to drive a child across town to drop them off at the end of day. So I get a rare day to get a little work done without a lot of interruptions. All right, reverse the direction here. Keep those fingers spread out nice and wide, and let's begin to deepen out the breath. Breathing in through the nose if you're able, and taking the out breath through either the mouth or nose. And let's lock the fingers together and continue to rotate around the wrists. We're going to do the 8 brocades today. We're doing a little bit of digging the last week. I think I have come to the conclusion that the 8 brocades, Yi Jing, and the 12 rivers all have a common root. They kind of went in different directions, but there are so many striking similarities between the 3 that I am certain that if we could go back far enough with accurate records, we'd find that they all originated in the same place. Curiosity takes me down these rabbit holes. Let's change direction here. And then we'll finish today with a little bit of standing work in the Xing Yi Quan tradition, very similar to Zhuang. We'll do the 5 basic health postures and both sides of the first martial posture. All right, let's take it out to the elbows. You can either be up in cactus hands or you can tuck your elbows in. I prefer mine tucked in. And put that rotation around the elbows. And change direction. And let's take it to the shoulder. So lifting in the front, spiraling the hand at the top and pressing in the back. If you need a little support in the shoulder, you can take your finger up into that hollow between the chest and the shoulder joint. And just continue to deepen out the breathing. No pattern to it yet. And let's change direction here. Turn the palm up and lift in the back, pressing down in the front. That'll put your spiral of the hand at the bottom. And then let's take it over to the other side. And swap the direction here. Just a reminder, tomorrow is our new day for seated sessions, and we will start 15 minutes early. All right, let's take it down to the hips. change the direction, get a few going both ways. And then let's step the feet together, slide your hands on down to your knees, and then put the spiral around your knees. And both directions. And let's rise and step back out to Wuji and begin knocking on the door of life. Just a gentle tap on the lower belly and lower back. Just going side to side, let's keep our feet rooted today. And let's let the hands float off. And now begin to accentuate the weight shift from side to side. Flatten your palms out like you're skimming them over the surface of the lake. And let's slow it down. We prepare to connect to the breath. Go ahead and shrink this down. Let yourself come back to Wuji. And then a little spinal cord breathing to connect to the breath. Breathing in as we rise. As we breathe out, pull it all back in. Gently fold. Big breath in. Spread the elbows apart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring it back in. Relaxing and releasing on the out breath. Let's take one more. And then release the hands as we rise right into our commencing move. So open the flow, breathing in, the arms rise. Breathing out, everything just melts on down. One more time. And as the hands reach the bottom, turn the palms up, inhaling as we lift. Turn the hands over at the shoulders. Exhale as we press out overhead. Take an inhale, come up on the balls of your feet. Hands begin to separate. And on the exhale, lower the heels and let the arms just float on down like a feather. Lifting, turning, pressing, reaching, and releasing. One more time. Hands float back up on the sides. One hand folds in to grab the bowstring. The other forms an aiming point. Exhale as you draw the bow. Inhale. Bow hand sweeps across. The other hand folds out to take its place. And on the exhale, dip down and draw the bow. Breathing in through the transition. Breathing out as we drop it down a little lower and draw the bow. Just take one more back to the other side. And release the string hand. Both hands float down on the sides, floating back up in the middle with the palms facing each other like we're holding a ball. Spin the ball. Turn both hands over. One goes high, one goes low. Let your eyes follow the high hand. Inhale as you spiral the arms. Recapture the ball. Dip on down. And then on the exhale, turn both palms over. Let them move away from each other, separating earth and sky. One more time. Let the arms come back to shoulder height. Arms drift down, palms turn toward the back and look out over a shoulder. Head turns back to center as the palms turn forward. Turn the palms behind and look out over the other shoulder. Breathing in as we bring head to center and palms forward. Breathing out as we turn palms back and look out over a shoulder. The wise owl looks behind. One more time on each side. And then release back to Wuji. And for the next few, we toe heel out to a horse stance. Probably turn your toes out just a little bit. Let your hands slide down your thighs, resting on your knees, putting the weight through your arms onto your knees. Take a breath in. And then on the exhale, dip your head out to one side, swing it across to the other side, and then breathing in, come on back up to the starting position. Breathing out, going the other way now. Out, across, breathing in to get us back to setup. Swinging the head and shaking the tail. One more time, over and back. Rise back up out of that low position. Let your arms float forward. Make loose fists. Pull them into the ribs. As you exhale, punch one hand forward. Inhale that one back. Exhale, punch the other one forward. And on these, you can even make your exhale a little louder. Let's get one more on each side. Release the hands and let them float around to your back to the kidney area, sliding down the outside of the legs. Inhaling as we slide it up the inside of the legs back to the kidney area. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, letting the hands float around to the back. Two hands hold the feet to strengthen the kidneys and waist. And depending on your translation, something about curing 100 diseases. One more time. And release the hands. Let's toe heel back into Wuji. Hands float up on the sides. So we raise the heels off the floor. Hands turn over at the top. And as you press the palms, lower the heels. Last of the 8 brocades. This is the kinder, gentler version of the closing move. The other common one is called shaking the tree. One more time. And then coming back to Wuji, let's toe heel out a little wider, not quite the horse stance. Toes pointing forward if you can, pointing out just a little bit if you have a little bit of knee pain. Hands are going to wrap around the back, backs of hands just above the hip bones. Sit on back as if you're sitting down on a tall stool. Head nice and straight up, neck long, chin tucked in. We'll take about 5 breaths in each posture. And you can close your eyes if you'd like. Your visual here is you're holding back a ball that's trying to push you. One more breath. As you exhale that breath, let your hands release and come forward, and in front of the lower dantian, hold a ball. On your next inhale, the arms come up, still holding that ball, but it grows a little bit. And let it rest in front of you, right in front of the heart. A little posture check. Knees bent just a little, sitting back on the edge of your stool. Back nice and straight. That sitting back should point your tailbone at the floor. Head nice and erect, like it's being pulled up on a string. Neck long, chin tucked. One more breath in. On that next exhale, let the hands float up, turning out just a little bit, like a ball is coming down and you're going to keep it from falling on you. And then once you have your hands positioned, bring your gaze back down forward. On your next exhale, let that ball keep pressing against you, but forcing it down. And now you're going to hold it down on the water. One more breath in, and on the breath out, we're going to step out to a corner, push the opposite hand forward. You almost can picture yourself still holding a ball and hold in that sort of a lunge position diagonally. And if you want to make it just a little more challenging, you can bring the weight up onto the balls of your feet. This is the first of the 8 martial postures. On an inhale, step back in. Let the hands change places, step out on the other side, push with the top hand. And again, if you want to make it a little more challenging, just push up onto the balls of your feet. Puts a little more tension in your legs. Inhale, pull everything back in. Let yourself come back to Wuji, and we'll go into our closing. Rise overhead, turn the palms over, press the palms. One more time. the bottom of the fingertips pressed together. Pull those up to the ribs and then press them forward like you're turning a wheel. 2 turns of that wheel. And rising out of that turn, hands separate, toss one away. Let your eyes follow it overhead and then all the way down the midline of the body. One more on the other side. And we'll let the hands come all the way down until they meet. Hand over the lower dantian. Step the feet a little closer together. Close your eyes, and we'll breathe it to the finish. Just a couple more breaths. Take one more big inhale. And as you release that breath, release the hands, let the eyes drift back open. Give everything a little shake out at the bottom. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great Wednesday. Namaste.